Ladies and gentlemen, every single day is an opportunity to rise, to grow, to step into a better version of yourself. You see, greatness isn't achieved in one giant leap. It's the accumulation of small, consistent steps forward. The secret to transformation lies in the idea of improving yourself by just 1% every day. Now, I know 1% might not sound like much, but let me tell you something. Small changes, when compounded over time, lead to extraordinary results. Think about it. If you commit to becoming 1% better each day by the end of the year, you won't just be slightly better. You'll be unrecognizable. That's the power of consistency. Improving yourself by just 1% every day may seem insignificant at first glance, but when you understand the compound effect of small actions over time, you begin to see how the seemingly minor change can lead to extraordinary results. Often we look at success as a massive, distant goal, something that requires immense effort or life-altering decisions. The truth, however, is that the path to success is more about consistent, incremental improvements than about radical transformations that happen overnight. To grasp the power of small improvements, let's think about it from a mathematical perspective. If you improve by just 1% every day, in 1 week you'll have improved by approximately 7%. After a month, you'll be 30% better. And if you keep improving by just 1% a day for an entire year, the results are staggering. By the end of the year, you'll have improved by over 37 times, or 3,700%. This effect is the compound effect in action. Small, consistent efforts grow exponentially over time. And many people find it difficult to believe that such small changes can lead to such massive transformations. In a world where instant results are often sought after, it's easy to forget that greatness doesn't happen in an instant. So built over time through continuous and steady efforts, and when we start to understand the significance of 1%, we begin to realize that we don't need to overhaul our entire life all at once. Instead, we can focus on making slight, deliberate changes to our daily habits, routines, and mindset. This approach is incredibly effective because it eliminates the overwhelming feeling of needing to change everything about yourself in one go. Instead of thinking you need to lose 50 pounds, you can start by eating just a little healthier each day. Rather than aiming to read 50 books in a year, you can start by reading one more page each night. Instead of trying to completely change your work routine, you can commit to one new productivity habit. By making one small, focused improvement each day, you are already on the path to transformation. Making small, continuous improvements fosters a sense of accomplishment and motivation. Each time you improve by just a small margin, it reinforces the habit and boosts your confidence. This cycle of small successes creates momentum, and momentum is the fuel that keeps you going. Without it, the road to achieving your goals can seem long and discouraging, but with momentum, you find yourself excited and eager to keep pushing forward day by day. One of the most powerful aspects of this approach is that it's sustainable. Major, dramatic changes often lead to burnout because they demand so much energy and effort up front. So it's easy to feel excited for a week or two, but eventually the intensity of change can overwhelm you, and you might find yourself reverting to old habits. By contrast, small improvements are much easier to maintain. It's much simpler to add one additional healthy meal to your diet or to take a 10-minute walk each day than to commit to a complete overhaul of your lifestyle. These small changes fit naturally into your routine and don't feel burdensome, which makes it more likely that they'll stick. Improving by 1% every day helps you build resilience and develop patience. Success is not immediate and setbacks are inevitable. On this journey, you will face challenges, and some days will feel harder than others. But with a focus on small daily improvements, you don't need to expect perfection or rapid progress. Instead, you learn to value the process and appreciate the small victories that add up over time. This mindset shift is crucial because it makes failure less intimidating. When you focus on gradual growth, failure doesn't feel like the end. It's simply a part of the process that helps you learn and grow. The key to harnessing the power of improving 1% every day is consistency. You can't make progress if you're constantly starting over. Success isn't about starting strong and then tapering off. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and putting in that small bit of effort. Whether it's getting up a bit earlier to start your day or taking the time to reflect and set goals, consistency is the backbone of steady progress. When you show up each day, even if you only take a single step forward, you keep your momentum intact, and the compound effect continues to work in your favor. The beauty of improving by 1% every day is that it's accessible to everyone, regardless of where they are in life. Whether you're just starting your journey toward personal development or you're already deep into it, this principle applies. You don't need to have a massive starting point to make significant progress. Every small improvement counts, no matter how small the step may seem. As long as you're moving forward, you're on the right track. The journey of self-improvement is not about striving perfection, but about making consistent progress, no matter how small. Often, we become overwhelmed with the idea of perfection, thinking that we need to drastically change our entire lives in one go or reach a state of flawless success to be proud of our progress. This mindset can be paralyzing. When we aim for perfection, we set ourselves up for frustration and disappointment because perfection is unattainable. The truth is, it's the small, steady improvements that matter most and will lead to real, lasting change. Focusing on progress rather than perfection allows you to approach your goals with a healthier, more sustainable mindset. Instead of feeling defeated by every small mistake or setback, you learn to embrace the process of improvement. When you aim for progress, you accept that the journey will be filled with ups and downs, successes and failures. Every step, whether it's forward or backward, becomes part of your learning and growth. This shift in mindset is vital because it removes the pressure to be flawless and gives you the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. Progress is about taking action, no matter how imperfect. It's about continuing to push forward, even when things aren't going perfectly. We've all experienced the feeling of starting something new, full of enthusiasm, only to be disappointed when things don't go as planned. The key to growth in these moments is not to give up, but to keep going despite imperfections. Progress is the sum of those small, imperfect efforts that build on one another, gradually creating a significant change. Over time, the consistent pursuit of progress, no matter how flawed or slow, will compound and lead to remarkable improvements. One of the most important aspects of focusing on progress rather than perfection is that it allows for flexibility. Perfection is rigid. It requires that everything be done in a specific way and at a certain standard. But life doesn't always go according to plan, and our path to self-improvement is rarely a straight line. Embracing progress means being adaptable, recognizing that things may not always turn out as expected. Yet even when things go wrong, you can still learn from the experience and move forward. By focusing on progress, you learn to accept and adapt to challenges rather than letting them derail you from your goals. Another benefit of focusing on progress is that it cultivates a mindset of self-compassion. When you set yourself up for perfection, you're more likely to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. You might even start to feel like a failure, but progress is about understanding that growth takes time, and it's normal to encounter obstacles along the way. Being kind to yourself when you make mistakes or fall short of expectations helps you maintain the motivation to keep moving forward. It also fosters resilience because you're not knocked down by every setback. Instead, you view it as a natural part of the process. The pursuit of perfection often leads to procrastination. When we set unrealistically high standards for ourselves, we may feel that if we can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing at all. This all-or-nothing mentality paralyzes us and prevents us from taking action. However, when you focus on progress, it becomes easier to take small steps forward without the fear of making mistakes. You can simply show up and do the best you can in that moment, knowing that it's enough to make progress. By allowing yourself to take imperfect action, you break free from the cycle of procrastination and start making real strides toward your goals. The beauty of progress over perfection is that it fosters a growth mindset. When you focus on progress, you're not just measuring success by the results, but by the effort you put in and the lessons you learn along the way. You start to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow and improve rather than a failure. This mindset shift allows you to embrace learning, even when things don't go as planned. You understand that the path to success is not linear, and that each experience, no matter how imperfect, contributes to your development. It's this continuous growth that leads to lasting success. In many ways, focusing on progress rather than perfection also helps you avoid burnout. Perfectionism can lead to exhaustion because it requires an intense, unrelenting standard. It's easy to become discouraged and overwhelmed when you constantly feel like you're not measuring up. However, when you focus on progress, you give yourself permission to take breaks, to rest, and to recharge without feeling guilty. You recognize that growth is a journey and that rest is an essential part of that journey. By allowing yourself to progress at your own pace, you create a sustainable path to success that doesn't burn you out in the process. Progress is what keeps you moving forward. Perfection may be an illusion, but progress is real. It's the steady, consistent effort you put into improving yourself that brings about lasting change. Each small improvement adds up over time. And before you know it, The accumulation of those efforts leads to significant transformation. Embracing progress over perfection doesn't just make the journey more enjoyable, it makes it possible. It allows you to grow at your own pace, learn from your mistakes, and build a life that's better, not perfect. And in the end, it's the journey of progress that makes all the difference. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And in order to make progress in the long run, consistency is essential. Many people make the mistake of thinking that success comes from a few big, powerful efforts, but the reality is that it's the small, consistent actions taken over time that truly lead to lasting achievement. Consistency is the backbone of success, and without it, even the most promising efforts will fade away. It's easy to be motivated at the start of a project or a new goal, but the true test comes when that initial excitement fades and the daily grind sets in. This is where consistency plays its most crucial role. When you commit to something, whether it's improving your health, growing your business, or developing a new skill, it's not enough to give it your all for a short period of time. You need to show up every day, regardless of how you feel, how much time you have, or how difficult the task may seem. It's the act of showing up, even on the hard days, that builds the momentum needed for success. When you maintain consistency, you turn the act of pursuing your goals into a habit, and habits are powerful. They become automatic, ingrained in your daily routine, and this automaticity reduces the mental effort required to continue moving forward. One of the challenges with consistency is that results often don't show up immediately. This can be frustrating for people who expect quick rewards for their hard work. But true progress comes over time. When you show up every day, you might not see dramatic changes right away, but over weeks, months, and years, those small, consistent actions will compound into significant results. It's important to remember that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time for the seeds you've planted to sprout and grow into something meaningful. The power of consistency lies in its ability to generate long-term results from seemingly small efforts. Consistency also creates a sense of discipline and focus. When you commit to doing something every day, whether it's for 10 minutes or 2 hours, you are training your mind to prioritize that activity. It builds the mental muscle needed to focus on what's important and to block out distractions. Consistency is an antidote to procrastination, which often arises from a lack of clear, focused action. The more consistent you are with your efforts, the easier it becomes to stay on track and avoid distractions that can derail you from your goals. It's important to note that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to do everything perfectly every day, but you do need to show up. It's about making progress, not being flawless. Even on the days when you don't feel like it, even when the task seems difficult, the act of consistently pushing forward is what builds the foundation for success. Sometimes consistency is as simple as showing up and giving what you can, even if it's not your best effort. It's this steady approach that makes the difference in the long run, because it's not about having perfect days, but about having more good days than bad ones consistently. Another critical aspect of consistency is that it helps you develop resilience. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks, but consistency builds the mental and emotional fortitude needed to keep going even when things get tough. When you're consistent, you're less likely to be thrown off course by adversity. Instead, you see setbacks as part of the process, not as signs that you should give up. Consistency helps you weather the storm and continue moving forward, even when things are difficult. It teaches you that success isn't just about smooth sailing, it's about navigating the waves and staying the course, no matter how rough the waters may get. Building consistency also helps you manage your time and energy more effectively. When you break down your larger goals into smaller, consistent actions, they become much more manageable. You don't need to dedicate hours of your day to be consistent. It's the small, deliberate actions you take that matter. Whether it's spending 15 minutes reading a book every day or working on your goals for an hour each evening, these small actions add up. They don't require massive time or energy, but over time, they will accumulate into something substantial. Consistency makes it easier to fit personal growth and progress into your daily routine, even when life gets busy. Another important aspect of consistency is that it builds confidence. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you reinforce the belief that you can achieve your goals. This confidence grows over time as you realize that no matter what happens, you can continue working toward your dreams. It becomes less about motivation and more about commitment. When you're consistent, you prove to yourself that you can rely on your own ability to stay on track and follow through. This sense of self-trust is invaluable because it empowers you to continue working toward your goals, even in the face of uncertainty or challenges. Consistency ultimately is the key that unlocks the door to long-term success. It's not about burning out with intense effort in the short term. It's about making steady, incremental progress over time. Whether you're working on improving yourself, building a career, or pursuing a passion, the ability to show up and consistently put in the effort is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Success is rarely instantaneous, but with consistency, you build the momentum that carries you through difficult times and leads you to remarkable achievements. It's not the big, dramatic gestures that lead to success. It's the small, consistent actions that shape the future. Self-discipline is often seen as the cornerstone of success, but it's easy to underestimate how vital it truly is in our everyday lives. It's not just about having the willpower to resist temptations or stay focused on your tasks. It's about developing the ability to manage your own behavior, actions, and emotions in alignment with your long-term goals. Discipline is the force that enables you to consistently take the right actions, even when you don't feel like it, even when things get tough. It's a quality that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short, not because of lack of talent, but because they couldn't stick to the course. At its core, self-discipline is about creating habits that serve your goals and sticking to them regardless of immediate gratification or temporary setbacks. The discipline to stick to a workout routine, for instance, or to follow through with a personal growth plan doesn't come from a burst of motivation, comes from developing the ability to commit to these actions each day. It means choosing the path that aligns with your bigger goals instead of giving in to distractions or easier paths that might feel good in the short term but aren't aligned with your long-term success. What makes self-discipline so powerful is that it's not a trait that you're born with. It's something that can be developed over time. The more you practice discipline, the stronger it gets. It's like a muscle that grows with exercise. Each time you choose to do the right thing, even when it's difficult, you reinforce the habit of discipline. Initially, it may feel challenging or unnatural, especially if you're used to giving in to distractions or procrastination. However, over time, it becomes more natural. The more you strengthen this muscle, the more it will serve you in every area of your life. The foundation of self-discipline is making good decisions, especially when it comes to managing your time and energy. It's easy to waste hours on social media, watch TV, or engage in mindless distractions. However, true self-discipline comes from making the conscious decision to avoid these distractions and use your time effectively. It's about choosing to put in the work now, even if it means sacrificing short-term pleasure because you understand that the payoff will come later. Each decision you make that aligns with your goals builds the momentum you need to continue moving forward. Self-discipline also helps you to stay committed to your goals in the face of temptation. Every day you're presented with opportunities to either push forward or slack off. Whether it's deciding not to indulge in an unhealthy snack, choosing to wake up early to work on your goals, or avoiding the urge to procrastinate, self-discipline is what allows you to make the better choice. It's about understanding that short-term pleasure often leads to long-term regret, while the effort you put in now will pay off far beyond the immediate moment. It's not always easy, and it often requires more effort than giving in to temptation, but the results are worth it. The discipline to delay gratification, to do the work when it's hard, is what creates the foundation for lasting success. Another important aspect of self-discipline is the ability to control your emotions, particularly in challenging situations. And life is unpredictable, and things don't always go according to plan. In these moments, self-discipline enables you to control your reactions and stay focused on your goals. Instead of letting frustration, anger, or fear derail your progress, self-discipline helps you manage your emotional responses and stay on track. This emotional control is critical because emotional impulses can often lead to poor decisions. In moments of stress or difficulty, the ability to pause and think before reacting can make all the difference. Self-discipline helps you respond with clarity and composure, even when the circumstances are less than ideal. Building self-discipline also involves cultivating the ability to say no distractions to bad habits and even to opportunities that are not aligned with your goals. This is one of the hardest aspects of self-discipline, as it requires you to make tough choices that may not always be immediately gratifying. Saying no is about setting boundaries and protecting your focus, your time, and your energy. It's about recognizing that not every opportunity is worth pursuing, especially if it takes you further away from your true purpose. Learning to say no is a crucial skill because it enables you to avoid the things that distract you from what really matters and instead focus on actions that bring you closer to your goals. Self-discipline also requires you to hold yourself accountable. It's easy to make excuses or let things slide when no one else is watching. However, true self-discipline means taking full responsibility for your actions regardless of external circumstances. It's about not blaming others or external factors for your lack of progress, but instead recognizing that you have the power to control your actions and decisions. Accountability is the fuel that keeps discipline alive, because when you hold yourself responsible, you're less likely to slack off or let things slide. It's the daily commitment to your goals and your values that keeps you on the path to success. The rewards of self-discipline are undeniable. It gives you the power to accomplish things that others may find difficult or impossible, because it allows you to stay focused, avoid distractions, and put in the work day after day. It creates a life of structure, purpose, and direction where you're in control of your actions and decisions. And while the path of self-discipline may not always be easy or glamorous, it's the key that unlocks the door to lasting success. The idea of breaking down your goals into small, actionable steps is one of the most powerful strategies for creating long-term success. When faced with a large goal, it's easy to become overwhelmed and unsure of where to start. The task seems too daunting and the path forward unclear. However, when you break down that big goal into smaller, more manageable tasks, you not only make the process less intimidating, but you also create a clear roadmap for success. This approach ensures that every step you take brings you closer to your ultimate objective, making it easier to stay focused, motivated, and consistent. The power of breaking down goals lies in the simplicity it brings to the process. Often we make the mistake of looking at the end result and thinking that it's too far out of reach. We see the entire picture, our dream job, a successful business, or personal transformation, and get bogged down by the enormity of the task. But when you break it down into smaller pieces, you realize that each small action adds up over time. This shift in perspective is critical because it eliminates the overwhelm that can come with big goals. Instead of focusing on the end, you focus on the next step in the process, making it much easier to take that first crucial action. Each small task or milestone that you create along the way becomes a manageable goal in itself. This keeps you from becoming paralyzed by the idea of tackling everything at once. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, you might initially feel intimidated by the thought of running 26 miles. But if you break it down into smaller steps, such as running for 10 minutes every day, gradually increasing your distance or following a training schedule, it becomes much more achievable. Each run becomes a small victory, building momentum as you progress. The satisfaction of achieving these smaller goals motivates you to keep going, making the larger goals seem much more attainable. In addition to making goals feel less overwhelming, breaking down your goals also enhances your focus. It's easy to lose track of what's important when you're focused on a distant outcome. By breaking down your goals, you can focus on the task at hand and direct your energy where it's needed most. The key to this is prioritization. Each small task becomes a priority in itself, and completing them in order ensures that you're staying on the right track. Whether it's dedicating time each day to a particular task, creating a checklist, or following a specific plan, breaking your goal into smaller steps ensures that your energy is used efficiently, keeping you aligned with your overall vision. Another benefit of breaking down large goals into smaller steps is that it helps you measure progress more effectively. When you have a big goal in mind, it can sometimes feel like you're not making any progress, especially in the early stages. It's difficult to see change when the goal seems far off in the distance. However, when you break it down into smaller, incremental steps, you create more frequent points of progress. These checkpoints serve as reminders that you're moving forward, helping you track your improvement. As you achieve each milestone, your sense of accomplishment grows, which fuels your motivation to keep going. This sense of progress is essential because it keeps your momentum alive and prevents you from becoming discouraged. Breaking down your goals allows you to be more adaptable. As you start working toward a larger goal, you may encounter challenges or discover that certain tasks are harder than anticipated. When you've broken your goal into smaller steps, it's easier to pivot or adjust your plan if something isn't working. You can assess where you are, reevaluate your approach, and make necessary changes without losing sight of the larger goal. This flexibility is important because life is unpredictable, and flexibility ensures that setbacks don't derail your progress entirely. One of the most significant advantages of breaking down goals is that it helps you build consistency. Consistency is essential to achieving long-term success, and it's much easier to stay consistent when you have smaller, manageable tasks to focus on. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of a single large goal, you approach it step by step, steadily working toward completion. Consistency is often the differentiating factor between those who succeed and those who give up. Breaking your goals down into manageable chunks helps you avoid the burnout that often comes from trying to accomplish everything at once. It creates a sustainable pace that allows you to keep pushing forward day after day without feeling like you're exhausting yourself. Additionally, breaking down goals into smaller steps helps you build confidence in your abilities. As you complete each task and move closer to your goal, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. This confidence grows as you continue to accomplish small milestones, and it has a compounding effect. Each success reinforces your belief in your own potential, making it easier to tackle the next step and the one after that. This growing sense of self-belief is a powerful motivator because it pushes you to keep going, even when the path ahead still seems challenging. Finally, breaking down your goals allows you to maintain a sense of control. When you're working toward a large goal, it can often feel as though the goal is controlling you. But when you break it down into smaller, actionable steps, you take control of the process. You're no longer at the mercy of a distant end result. Instead, you're actively working toward your desired outcome, making decisions and taking action that are within your control. This feeling of agency is empowering because it reinforces that your success is not solely dependent on external factors, but on your own efforts and commitment. Breaking down your goals into smaller, actionable steps creates a path to success that is both achievable and sustainable. It transforms a daunting, overwhelming challenge into a series of small, manageable tasks that are easier to tackle and accomplish. Each step you take brings you closer to your vision, building momentum, confidence, and consistency along the way. With each small win, you reinforce your commitment to the process, making it easier to continue moving forward and ultimately achieve your larger goals. The importance of perseverance in the pursuit of personal growth cannot be overstated. In any journey towards success, the ability to keep going in the face of challenges, setbacks, and failures is what ultimately separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up. Perseverance is the driving force that keeps you moving forward, even when progress seems slow or when obstacles appear insurmountable. It is what helps you push through difficult moments, knowing that persistence is often the key to unlocking the door to success. One of the most powerful aspects of perseverance is that it helps you develop resilience. Life is unpredictable, and the path to achieving any goal is rarely smooth. You will face challenges, and there will be moments when things don't go according to plan. It is easy to become discouraged when you encounter roadblocks, but perseverance is what keeps you grounded and focused on the end goal. When you persevere through difficulties, you develop resilience, a mental toughness that allows you to withstand adversity and bounce back stronger each time. Resilience is an essential skill because it empowers you to keep going when things get tough, and it transforms failures into learning experiences that help you grow and improve. Perseverance also helps you to develop a sense of patience. Success rarely happens overnight, and many of the most significant achievements in life take time. When you are focused on your goal, it's easy to get frustrated by the time it takes to see results. However, with perseverance, you learn to trust the process and remain patient. You understand that success is a journey, not a destination, and that progress is often incremental. Perseverance teaches you that each small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, is still progress. Over time, this patience and consistency compound, and the results you've been working toward begin to materialize. One of the main reasons why perseverance is so critical is that it enables you to overcome failure. Everyone faces setbacks at some point in their journey, whether it's a failed project, a missed opportunity, or a mistake that sets you back. Failure is a natural part of life. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they respond to failure. Perseverance teaches you to view failure not as the end of the road, but as a stepping stone to success. Each failure provides valuable lessons that can inform your future decisions and actions, instead of letting failure define you or hold you back. Perseverance allows you to bounce back, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. It is through failure that you often learn the most, and perseverance ensures that you don't let these moments discourage you from reaching your full potential. Perseverance instills a sense of discipline and work ethic. The ability to stick with something even when the going gets tough requires a strong sense of discipline. This discipline enables you to stay on course and keep putting in the effort even when you don't feel like it. Whether it's showing up every day to work on your goals or continuing to improve despite setbacks, perseverance teaches you to commit to the process and put in the work, regardless of how challenging it may be. This discipline becomes ingrained in your routine and mindset. ensuring that you stay on track and consistently take the necessary steps to reach your goals. Another crucial aspect of perseverance is that it keeps you motivated during difficult times. Motivation is often fleeting. It comes and goes depending on circumstances, energy levels, and emotions. However, perseverance is different because it is not dependent on temporary feelings of excitement or enthusiasm. Perseverance is about staying committed to your goals and values, even when your initial motivation wanes. When the excitement of starting something new fades, or when you encounter unexpected challenges, it is perseverance that keeps you going. It is the deep-rooted belief in your ability to succeed and the commitment to seeing things through, no matter the difficulties you face. Perseverance keeps your focus on the bigger picture, helping you push through the tough times and continue moving forward. Perseverance also allows you to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. Achieving anything worthwhile often requires stepping out of your comfort zone and confronting fear, doubt, and uncertainty. When you persevere, you learn to embrace these feelings instead of avoiding them. You understand that discomfort is often a sign of growth and that true progress happens when you push yourself beyond your limits. Perseverance enables you to take risks, try new things, and face challenges head-on. Instead of being paralyzed by the fear of failure, you develop the courage to keep going, knowing that the discomfort you experience is temporary and ultimately leads to growth and achievement. Perseverance fosters self-confidence. When you keep pushing forward, even in the face of difficulty, that you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming obstacles. Each time you persist through a challenge, you reinforce your belief in your own abilities and strength. This self-confidence grows with each success, building your sense of self-worth and empowerment. The more you persevere, the more you realize that you have the resilience, discipline, and strength to overcome anything that comes your way. This confidence, in turn, makes it easier to take on future challenges and pursue bigger goals. Persistence also has a ripple effect on others. When people see you persevering through tough times, they are inspired by your determination and resilience. Your actions speak louder than words, and your perseverance can motivate others to keep going when they feel like giving up. It creates a culture of persistence where everyone supports one another and encourages each other to keep moving forward, even when things get difficult. By demonstrating perseverance in your own life, you set an example for others to follow, showing them that no matter what obstacles they face, they too can overcome them if they persist. Ultimately, perseverance is the glue that holds everything together in the pursuit of success. It is what enables you to overcome obstacles, stay disciplined, and keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. With perseverance, you can turn failures into lessons, stay motivated during challenging times, and push through discomfort and fear. It is the foundation upon which long-term success is built, and it is what makes achieving your goals possible, no matter the obstacles that lie ahead. Perseverance doesn't just help you reach your goals, it helps you become the person you need to be in order to achieve them. Perseverance is the key to overcoming challenges, building resilience, and achieving success. It keeps you focused, motivated, and disciplined through difficult times, turning setbacks into valuable lessons. With perseverance, you not only reach your goals, but also grow stronger and more confident in the process.